Alan Richardson, great effort.
Yeah, an outstanding effort, I think. Ultimately one that we should be really proud of. I think, just a little bit disappointing that we didn't quite get the breaks, but won't be through lack of trying and also through lack of skill either. So a really good effort, and just one that's disappointing that, I think we played so well over the first 3 days. It felt like, we definitely deserved the win, but just couldn't quite get over the line.
Yeah. 7 wickets to take. I mean, you must have been really hopeful this morning.
Yeah, I think we were, but we always knew it was going to be a hard slog. I think we needed things to go away. That I believe that we bowled really well, certainly in the first innings, but we definitely needed things to go our way as well. Probably not the most conventional wickets at times, and we needed that to continue. And full credit, I think, to Ben Brown and then actually Liam Dawson, who just really halted us in our tracks.
We were saying, never seen a game with more funky field placings. I mean, they were all round here. We actually called it the Stonehenge field placing.
They started it, didn't they, with their 9-0 leg side. Yeah, I think just, the whole idea with the Kookaburra ball is you probably have to be a little bit more creative and inventive when needed. And it tests the bowlers, certainly, and the captains, where they probably have to try and think certainly differently than normally with a Duke's ball. So it's nice to see, and you see slightly different skill sets. We always watched Callum Parkinson get through a hell of a lot of overs for us. Watched Adam Finch bowl with some real hostility, and those field settings that you were talking about, just trying to find different ways to take wickets.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Kookaburra ball. You're not going to be critical, are you?
It's beyond my pay grade, really, Brad, to decide what ball we use. But we knew at the start of the year what the games. We've still got 2 more rounds to go with it, so it's our challenge to work out how we're going to try and produce the best cricket we can with that.
I mean, the lads have struggled with batting, as we know, throughout the season, probably due to some pitches at New Road that they've struggled on, but 2 outstanding innings in this game.
Yeah, I think so. We just talked about it up there. Obviously, Jake Libby and Adam Hose got on 395. It was quite an exhibition, I think, on the first day. It was, certainly for me, a real honour to be here and watch certainly the way that Adam went about his business in terms of the tempo that he batted at, and then you saw Jake in a completely different tempo, but all setting us up to put ourselves in a really strong position for the game. And I think the boys have had it tough this year as a batting group, and unsurprisingly, there's been some real questions asked amongst the group. They've been really trying to work as hard as they can to try and get some positive results for themselves, and it's been really difficult at times. But they can all play without shadow of a doubt. We'll never lose faith in that, and it's just been really nice for them to show what they can do.
What does that do for the rest of the season? When you come back to Championship cricket, what's in their minds then?
Well, hopefully some really positive stuff. Like I say, throughout, I think first and foremost, the skills that we've shown throughout with bat and ball have been really good. But more importantly for me, something that I touched on after the Surrey game, the spirit and character is something that's really important for this group. I think we displayed it in abundance in this game, right from ball one. So I think that was really important.
I'll turn it around. It's T20 cricket, quick turnaround.
Yeah, we'll head back tonight. The boys will have most of tomorrow off, then we'll travel up to Yorkshire. We'll obviously have some new additions come back into that. Ben Dorshus will be joining us. Graham Shazad will be around for us as well, and a few other guys who play white ball cricket. So yeah, no different. Yorkshire we're doing exactly the same, but a bit more travel for us, going from one end of the country to the other. It's just part and parcel of it for these boys. We'll do our best to make sure we're in the best possible state for Friday, and really looking forward to that. It's a really good night, Friday night at Headingley for the T20. So yeah, it's exciting times for us.
Any other changes in the near future? I mean, you're losing your 2 New Zealanders.
We have Karam who's joining us for the rest of the competitions, which will be really exciting for us. So he arrived in the country at the start of the week. Nothing planned at the moment, brothers. Just trying to see who's fit and how the creaking bodies are going and see where we're at. We've got 6 T20 blast games for ourselves. They're really important for us going forward and back into the Championship. See where we land after that.
Just thought we spoke about the batting because that's obviously the big standout, but the bowlers were pretty relentless. All the seamers kept coming in. Tom Taylor in particular, very impressive in that first innings. How impressed were you with the bowling efforts of the group today?
Yeah, really impressed. We talked a bit about the batters in terms of the challenges that they faced. It was a very different challenge for the bowlers in this game. We had some pretty extreme heat in the first, day 2 and day 3, and they coped with it really well. And as a unit, we just talked about it up there. I think it was really good. in how we went about it. It is a different challenge bowling with a Kookaburra ball, but they stuck at it really well, came up with some real nice plans, kept it really simple for as long as they could, and I think, really impressive. Certainly thought, Tommy will take the plaudits for the first innings and bowled really well, as he has done throughout the season before. I think, he would have needed everyone else to help him out as well. Saw some real hostility from Adam, some real control and threat from Callum, I thought, and everyone else contributed as well. I think Benny Allison, as always, has bowled well without his rewards. So, we continue forward, and we'll be a better side for this experience again.
This is Mike the plasterer. He needs a trusted supplier for his materials and tools. Mike needs Profile Store. With an easy-to-use website, you can check stock online, order it and collect it within the hour. Profile Store offer free delivery over £125 and fast overnight shipping. With over 2,000 products in stock, they're sure to have what you need. So get yourself down to the trade counter in Kidderminster today. Get the job done with profilestore.co.uk.